Alias rm equals rm I considered harmful? I have read some time ago, can't find the reference, that using such an alias as alias rm equals rm I was very bad. Is there historical evidence or common sense explanation for that fact? I would imagine that it gives a user a bad habit of relying on the confirmation prompt to check his command, which could lead to disasters if he does so on another profile that doesn't have the alias.
You're right. It's bad because you get used to it. If you're on a system that doesn't have it, and you RM, it immediately starts deleting and you're wondering what's going on. Many users are used to SSHing into different systems, so using lots of different systems, sometimes without personalized user accounts, including aliases, set up, is rather common. Instead, use e.g. alias rimi equals rm, I, and learn to use that one. If that isn't set up on a different system, you didn't accidentally delete files and can always fall back to typing the full command.
Like Daniel said, it's not harmful in and of itself, other than training you to expect it to be there. In fact, it's the default setup on CentOS, and by extension rel, I presume, been too long since I've used one machines, and it's a massive pain in the to-choose. For the rest of my time at that gig, I typed bin rm in order to avoid the Linux for people who shouldn't have root access set up.
I think the big danger is that people might rely on something like this to filter a glob. Imagine you want to delete some images from a directory, but not all of them. You could use that to filter the glob manually, which would be completely reasonable. But, if you had aliased it and were using rm and happened to land in a shell without that alias and try it, you just deleted all your pictures, whoops. Personally I also find this alias to be harmful to my blood pressure, winky face. But that's just me.
In addition to what Daniel Beck said, I found myself using F to bypass the I, which is potentially dangerous as it results in using RMF and RMRF unnecessarily. Somehow related, a way to prevent RMRF issues is to create file called I as to assist in answer of this question. How do I prevent accidental RMRF/*? But again, if that alias wasn't there, I wouldn't use F and the whole thing won't be an issue.
This is much less harmful, based on my experience working with hundreds of users in the past. Users are trained to use wildcards correctly, not just asterisk and then relying on the y/n prompts to select files. The conditioning to use correct wildcards often saved them from disaster when they used rm in some other context that lacked either this function or the rmi alias. I spent less time restoring files where the user typed y1 too many times. Users only have to respond once, providing a sharp positive feedback to their using it. Control-C interrupts work and reports as doing nothing. Not a script, so the real rm is untouched, leaving other programs undaunted. The code style is mostly sh compatible, except use echo._trd\012 for pre-bash shells. Feel free to make your own more bash specific. I'm not posting to share the code itself, but to share the user experience change that comes with it.
If you want to avoid down, you consider making an unfriend.